Whee! Before we start this video, I just want to give a quick shout out to the sponsors, JG Vinyl. If you guys are interested in getting any vinyl wrap, almost any color, with super good quality, all of the packages come capped, which means it has a protective layer on it, especially the crazy good prices. Make sure to check out the website down below, JG Vinyl, as well as their Instagram. Use code OZ25 for $25 off your purchase. And let's get into today's video. Welcome back to yet another video. Today, as you guys can tell by the thumbnail and the title, we are going to be making the truck quite loud. I know the downpipe is going to be probably the hardest part, but earlier, before I drove it, I ended up getting a cold start. Sat since yesterday sometime, definitely cold enough, so you guys can get that before and after of the cold start with the stock exhaust compared to the new diamond exhaust I'm putting on, as well as I'm gonna get just a second here some sound clips of me just giving it some throttle, and you guys can kind of hear it. It's really not that loud. It sounds good. It's definitely subtle. You get a little bit of turbo whistle. Other than that, nothing really special. So I'm super excited that we've got this exhaust. I've actually got it in the back of the truck. I have yet to open it. I'm gonna open it in a little bit. I gotta pick up some scissors, but let's unlock the truck real quick. This thing is heavy. She fits perfectly in the back. Is actually quite heavy as well. But everything that this box includes is going to be the downpipe and full 5-inch turbo back single exit exhaust. So this all is from Summit. I love Summit. They've got quick shipping, easy to work with, great price compared to finding it at other places. I think the only other price that was close was eBay, but you know, I'd rather go through a legit dealer or whatever you want to call those guys. But yeah, we've got it in. I am kind of out in the middle of nowhere, but figured I'd come out here and get some pictures or whatever before I put the truck up to let her cool down. So I'm gonna get some sound clips real quick for you guys. I would get some driving clips, but I don't have anyone with me, and all you're gonna hear is wind. So just take my word for it. It's not very loud. We'll get you guys some sound clips after the exhaust is on, as well as catching up with you guys in a few hours once the exhaust cools down. I think Jackson's gonna slide over and help me out with that, but I'm excited. So I'm gonna go back, run some errands, let this cool down for a few hours, and then we'll get to it. So catch you guys in a few. All right, well, we're back at the truck. Got the tunes on, had to pause it so I don't get copyright, but got some tools. Just opened up the box for the first time, and oh my gosh, I didn't even realize, like, I don't think you guys realize how big, like, I got some pretty damn big hands, and that's ginormous. So I didn't really take all this crap out yet. I mean, we got a bunch of exhaust pieces. This 3-inch right here is going to be part of the downpipe. It is a 2-piece downpipe. Hopefully that'll make it a lot easier compared to some of these 1-piece downpipes a lot of the guys buy. So I'll probably end up taking all these pieces out. Oh, here we go. There we go. That's where she mounts up to the turbo. We'll have the V-band on there. If I could take that sticker off, I'll take it off real quick. But yeah, so I am going to be taking all this stuff out real quick, checking what we got, and we'll get it started. It's wet ground, so probably end up just gonna get wet. Take off the main part of the exhaust first, and then worry about the turbo last. All right, so about 20-30 minutes later, Jackson pulled up. Y'all go check his Instagram out. I'll leave that below. His LS is coming along, but update on the exhaust. The downpipe is now unattached from, I guess you'd call it the mid pipe. Those were 15s for me. We found out that the exhaust is not completely stock. It is stock other than one, I guess, resonator or cat, whatever was on here. I think it's one of the catalytic converters came off. We started taking off the hangers, as you can tell. What we did was we put a screwdriver right in the hole, kind of wiggled it around, pried it until that mushroom tip on the hanger started to slip through, and then gripped it from the bottom by these little, you can see that there's like little grippy things on the very bottom, like those tabs. The outside of the rubber hanger part is actually metal. So we took the grips and gripped onto those. He was pulling on the exhaust one way while I was kind of prying it the other way, and they ended up slipping off. So we got 2 of those off. We've got 1 more. Actually, this mid pipe should be able to come off soon. So next we'll work on this hanger, and then I believe there's 2 more towards the back for the exhaust part that goes over the rear end. So we're gonna get those off, and then I kind of want to hear what it sounds like. Stock downpipe, open downpipe compared to the 3-inch, and then vice versa with all the other exhausts. So I'm gonna put the camera up because it is wet. We're gonna get those other hangers and mid pipe and axle back part off, and then start installing. So I'll catch you guys up in a few. All right, real quick while we wait to go grab a Sawzall to cut off the back hangers, we'll show you. It is open stock downpipe, so I'm gonna have Jackson start it up real quick, and we're gonna hear what it sounds like, and then we'll compare it to the 3-inch downpipe.
Do I have to do anything with the glow plugs? I've never started.
I already did them. You can kind of hear the turbo whistle. You can give it a little bit. It sounds pretty gas right now, but I think it's gonna sound better with a lot less restriction on the new downpipe, and then once we actually get that 5-inch in there, it's gonna be nasty. So I'm gonna wait for somebody to hit me up that has a Sawzall or something that I can cut those hangers off real quick, and then we gotta cut the downpipe. So that's gonna be a pain in the ass, but luckily we got the 2-piece 3-inch downpipe, which should be easier to install. So we're gonna wait for a bit, see if there's anything else we can do for now at least, and then we'll start throwing stuff together. Okay, homie's sliding out. Just put these gas new tips on and got the exhaust done. So I figured I'd give you guys a startup real quick. But these tips make it like so, it's deep and it's like, it's throaty, but it's quiet. And then you get on it, and I heard him from like way over there. Kind of sounded like a truck, but good. This thing is pretty nice. Yes, sir. Welcome back to the channel. It is now the next day. So last night I was in dire need of a Sawzall. One of my buddies said that he had one. Well, the batteries ended up being unchargeable, so they just actually wouldn't charge, wouldn't work. So I ended up putting it off. It's now the morning. I went and picked up a Sawzall, some extension cords, and some blades for today, and walked around my apartment complex. Could not find a single outlet outside, and wasn't really trying to run it through my apartment down into the parking lot, just because I'm not trying to, you know, piss off my neighbors and stuff. So what I am doing is I'm just gonna be traveling around. I'm gonna try to find somewhere with an outside outlet that I can plug into, run the extension cord as far away as I can. try not to be as loud as I can, and then just do the exhaust and stuff right there in the parking lot. So I'm actually gonna try the stadium. If I can't find one there, then I'm just probably gonna hit somewhere that isn't open until later this afternoon, or is just closed on Friday. But I think I'll figure it out. The way I think of it is, if I'm doing it in my parking lot and I have all my tools and stuff with me at my apartment complex, then I could, you know, do it anywhere. So once I cut the downpipe, it's kind of no going back, because really not trying to go open turbo and drive it around. But yeah, so I'm gonna be driving around for a little bit. I will update you guys when I find somewhere, and we'll go from there. So it's still early in the morning, or I'd call up some homies and stuff, see if I could slide by, but oh well. Catch y'all in a bit. All right, so we finally found a place. A little bit sketchy because I'm scared I'm gonna get kicked out, but let me show you guys real quick. So I made it to the stadium. I finally found an outlet that would work. Extension cords just long enough so I could attach this little whatchamacallit. But luckily I brought that, and it will definitely reach the downpipe. So yeah, this is gonna be today's adventure. Hopefully this blade is long enough. If not, I have a bi-metal longer blade. It's for kind of wood and metal, but right here is what we're gonna be cutting off. Basically the head that goes at a curve so that I can pull it down. So I'm gonna try to cut a little bit more right here where my finger is, cut that off. Probably cut it one time down there. I'm not going to be reusing this anyways, and then it'll be able to slip off, and we'll show you the actual new downpipe install. Once we do that, I will actually open up the rest of the stuff in the box, because I didn't really like show you too much of all the different pipings, as well as all of the clamps and stuff that it came with for the hangers. So let me get to this real quick. I don't have anyone to film, but I told you what I'm doing, so once I'm done with that, I will show you what I did, and then we'll go from there. So let's get it. Figured I'd give you guys an update, maybe 45 minutes-ish in. Kind of just been cooking. Actually, I don't even think that long, but downpipe is now cut off. So, as you can see right here, she's off. So I cut it about 2 inches behind the welds. Oh, trying to get this to show you guys. And just because right here is where it starts to slope down, I wanted it to be easy to get out. As you can tell, well, kinda, there she is. Only reason she hasn't slipped out yet is because at the bottom side, when it comes down, it actually goes flat as well. So I'm taking the Sawzall and actually gonna cut that so that it's out of the way. There is a brace for the transmission, which is in the way, and once that's out, then hopefully the whole downpipe will come out. I'm also kind of vlogging because I don't know if you guys can see behind me, there's actually a police officer that's been watching and on the phone, so figured I'd give you a quick update, make it look like I'm doing something, and I'm gonna cut that bottom piece out right where it goes to the mid pipe and update you after that. As you guys can see, cleaned up quite a bit. I actually need a longer Sawzall blade to get up to basically the middle of the downpipe. So Wyatt is actually picking me up real quick. We're gonna run to AutoZone. I'm gonna get a larger Sawzall blade. I think we're gonna grab some grub real quick and then slide back. So hasn't been too long, but I definitely need a longer blade, and probably just gonna get one of those demon blades, whatever they're called, the red ones. I know I've always used those, so I'm gonna use those and finish it up. Hey, what's good? What's good? We're back. Wyatt picked me up and we went out to get some grub. I ended up picking up these long metal blades. Let's see. Yeah, these ones. It says a torch from Home Depot. I went and grabbed the Lexus, but came back and got some helping hands. So we just used the new blades to cut off the bottom piece of the exhaust. Oh, where'd it go? This is for the downpipe where it mounts up to the mid pipe, right? So we had to cut that right by the bell housing so that the downpipe could basically get in two pieces. And this is the neck, the Cobra neck is what they call it because of how skinny it is. You guys can see that. But it was getting stuck right there on the firewall. Ended up taking a hammer and a 1/2-inch wrench, just hitting that down while he was pulling on it. Came out no problem. So super hyped on that. And now to start the actual install. This was the hardest part. Didn't take too long. And then yeah, we do have to take off the back half of the exhaust, which I already got off of almost all of the hangers. The last hanger actually needs to be cut, so I'm gonna cut that and then we'll get her going.
I want to jinx it.
All right, well, this is a very happy feeling. The downpipe is on. Next up is putting on the V-band. I've got the T-bolt in the car, but what we ended up doing was we came through here, we cut a little bit more than we wanted to, but it worked out fine. So had to cut those real quick. I know a lot of you dudes are probably gonna talk a bunch of shit, but there was no way for us to actually bang that out. So what I'm gonna do is cut that out and then just weld a plate there to make sure that no heat can actually get through. But yeah, so downpipe is on. Hella excited. We're gonna get that on and I think we're gonna start it up, bring it around for a little bit, and then I don't know, depending on after that, might throw the rest of the exhaust on. I still have to cut that one hanger off and then we'll kind of see how it comes out. I might have to cut the back exhaust off if I can't get it over the rear end. So let's get this V-band on. This is open downpipe. Not completely warm, but
Okay. I never heard it before though, so I'm like, I don't know what the before and after sounds like.
well, we had whatchamacallit, I had the stock downpipe on and it was like, it sounded good, but you could definitely tell it was restricted. But compared to the stock downpipe to this is definitely a lot more turbo spool and a lot more pain in the ass. But
yeah. I want to see it under some load. That's when that bitch will spool when you're on the road.
Well, we'll go for a ride. We'll clean up some of this stuff and then we'll go for a ride. Let's do it.
All right, we Gucci. All right. We look like a raccoon.
Fucking turbo spools is like...
That's all you're gonna hear now, bro. It's just turbo noises the whole time.
And then it's 5 inches from the way back.
Dude.
From
yeah.
It kind of like... You don't hear the turbo spool as much on this one compared to the stock one early.
Okay.
Yeah, that's kind of gas.
That
sounds good. That sounds good.
For real.
I didn't even look back to see if it spit any.
Let me get a drive-by, bro.
All right.
It's fucking loud, dude. All you hear is turbo. Bro, all you hear is turbo. You just hear wee, and then you hear the motor whoa, drop on it.
Hold up. Oh, wait, it wants to focus. Hold up. All right, well, we're gonna end out the vlog real quick. This is still gonna go, same video, but for tonight, we finally got the downpipe in, drove the truck back. The LS is still at the stadium, which we just came back to get. So, yeah, I'm gonna be bringing the LS back, and then probably first thing in the morning, I'm gonna throw the rest of the exhaust on. We cut the rest of the exhaust hangers off, just the back two. If you're doing it on your own, you'll know what I'm talking about, because at least mine had a cover, so it wouldn't let me slide them out. I just sawzalled them right off, and then cut the exhaust right where it goes, right before it goes over the rear end. So, I'll catch you guys in the morning. Later. All right, welcome back to yet another day. This is gonna be day 3. So first day, we got all of the hangers undone, couldn't get a sawzall. Second day yesterday, we ended up going to the stadium, running the power outlet all the way over, sawzalled, finally got all that stuff on, got the downpipe on. Today, we are going to be actually installing the rest of the exhaust. So, I'm starting to lay it out. We've got the second piece of the downpipe. It's a little out flared right there, so I'm assuming that just slips right over the downpipe that's already on. And then we've got the 3-inch to 5-inch adapter piece, and then it's all 5-inch from there. So we'll be piecing this together. It does come with, I mean, kind of instructions. It kind of tells you what, which way that it kind of lays out, and then kind of gives you some installation, but we're just going to kind of send it. And I think Jackson's pulling up in just a few minutes. I think I heard him. Maybe, nope, either way. And then it also comes with a box with all of these clamps, whatever you want to call them. So I'll be figuring that out, as well as how this exhaust goes on. So I'm going to check under the exhaust, see how that fits on, and then we'll start throwing stuff together. Alright, a little while later, we've got the second part of the downpipe attached to the actual first part of the downpipe. Just a tip real quick, to get this piece on, because it is going to be super snug, loosen up the V-band clamp that goes over the turbo and holds on the downpipe, so that you can actually move the downpipe on. And then we got this on. Definitely helps with 2 people. Had Jackson pull up, he's helping me with the exhaust. So now, moving on to this, we've got it positioned right over the transmission brace, and then we're going to be attaching the 3-inch to 5-inch, and then it comes with the hardware, which is just 2 washers, 2 nuts, and crush washers. So I think we're going to put the bolts in this way so that we can actually use the ratchet and tighten it from the easier position right here. So those are flared out to fit over each other, and we're just kind of going with the flow. The rest of the clamps should hook up to all of these rubber grommet things, but we're gonna see, because we think we have this downpipe in enough, but it might need to be pushed in more. So we'll get you guys updated in a few.
I love this thing.
Welcome back. I think this is day 4 going on this exhaust. Definitely shouldn't have taken this long, but we ran into quite a few little things that we didn't intend on. But I do plan on finishing today, especially since each day I've only been able to do a portion of it. I've had, a bunch of other stuff going on, and it just hasn't been the main focus. Quick update, we made it back to the stadium. Got the tools out, got the sawzall, got the extension going. So real quick, I ended up throwing on the long piece right here, after the 3-inch to 5-inch piece, and then I threw on the longer of the double-sided open pieces, right? Mocked it up, so this whole time I've had, you know, this much space, whatever else. Well, dumb me is I read through the instructions, but I skimmed through them. On the actual instructions, it says basically for longer trucks, we might need to take the extra piece and cut it. So that's what we're gonna do. This piece over here is the shorter of the piece, the one that I thought was gonna be extra. I just hammered it kind of on because this one was the piece that had to come off and needed some force, but I kind of mocked it up, gave myself just a little bit extra, just in case. I'd rather a little long than short. Made a little slit right there, tested it up, and this is about, actually a little shorter than this, but this is about the same length that I'm gonna need. Cutting this piece off, and then it will be able to fit perfectly over the rear end. It'll come from here, that little extra piece will be like this, it'll come out over the rear end, and then that final piece will allow me to cut it off. So I apologize, this hasn't been too much of a, you know, showing what I'm doing, more so telling, but it is coming along and I'm figuring it out, and I hope you guys are enjoying the content. So let me check up with you guys after I get that cut and after I mock it up right here, because I think I gave a little bit too much. I think I'm gonna have to trim just a bit. So let's get to it before the sun comes down. Now we are on the final piece. This is the piece that I ended up cutting off. It was just slightly too long to get it actually inside that last piece. So I came back here and I trimmed up just a little bit. It was actually uneven when I first cut it, and now it's actually even back on the truck. So I turned the truck around, and what I'm gonna do here is take the Sawzall. I have another extension because the T-clamp that is over here, that kind of holds the exhaust right before the rear end. When I cut those, the stock clamps off, where the two hooks were that way and that way, kind of like this was set up, I didn't cut it to where they could come out of the rubber clamps. So basically this much is still on the rubber back there. So I'm gonna cut those off and then throw on the T-clamp. Then I'll throw the last piece on. So that should be about it. Hopefully I can get to those with the Sawzall. The metal blade I have is actually super long, but I might as well show you guys real quick what I'm talking about. So, real quick, this is what I'm talking about. This is where the T-clamp will go. There's one for each side to hold the exhaust. And as you can see, I still have those little pieces, which are where the T-clamp is gonna go through. So I'm gonna figure out a way to cut those off real quick, and the rest of the exhaust is pretty much all put together. She's run right over the rear end. I angled it to where it's pretty much on the shock, because the way that it dumps out with the tip is going to come out right here. If you angle it the other way, what it's gonna do is put it up there, and that's what you don't want. So not everything's tight yet. I just want to make sure that I can get those two little clamp pieces off of the T-clamp, and then that'll be it. And welcome back for a fourth day. We actually have all of the exhaust on. I did take off the tip earlier today, or I guess that final 45 to the tip, just because I want to mount that a bit better. So I took it off right now. It's just basically dumping right. So right here is where I have the pipe just dump out right over the axle. So still sounds good. I'll give you guys a startup real quick. But I hope this video was helpful. Definitely a pain for me, just being, I guess, not back home at the garage, but I'm going back home for Swerve, big car show this weekend, and I'm gonna be trailering the LS behind the truck for the first time. Stay tuned for that vlog, should be dropping next week. But yeah, like I said, basically the entire exhaust is all on, and it was definitely a pain, but again, hope this video was helpful for you guys. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, stay tuned. I hope you like the truck content. Definitely new to me, so I'm learning as they come. I hope these videos are helpful for you all as well as entertaining, but I'm glad this job's finally over. Definitely a pain. Wish I was back home, back with the garage, all the amenities that one would want. So yeah, stay tuned for the final videos, and catch you guys on the next one.